Okay, we're going to work on the side mount part next. And what we're going to do is first of all, make a part file that has the model-based definitions on it. In other words, we want something identical to this down here. And then we're going to make a PDF file of the drawing. The drawing has to include these things down here on a B-size paper, as well as these views that have the dimensions showing on those three, but not this one here. So let's get started. Let's just assume this is in inches. It says so right there. And new part file, we can go down here, English, inches, create. It looks like the best place to start here is maybe put this at the this upper left side, put that at the origin. So let's hope I get this right when I begin to model it out and make sure that it's going to look like this with the asymmetric view. If not, I'll show you how to rotate the part afterwards. This first horizontal piece is just 4 inches, although we actually see that it's 5.5 all the way there. So we might as well go to that point. So just type in 5.5, hit enter, zoom back a bit and a bit more, push it up a little bit, and then we're going to drop down a distance of, can we tell? It looks like it's going to be 3 inches. We're going to go over an amount. Let's see if we can read that one off the chart. Um, let's see. Looks like it's going to go down. Well, I'm sorry, looking for over, aren't we? So probably 8 minus 5.5. So we're going to say 2.5 for that one. The other thing we can do also is do the math inside of it, but I think I did that right. And then we need to go down an amount 2.5. So we're going to hover over that line and then type in 2.5. We're going to go over 3 units. And then we're going to go up, and I'm not sure if this is an alignment or not. It looks like it's going to have to be really, well, no, I think we've got to be careful about this here because this is 3. And so that makes this right here just 2. So we need to go up 2 units from right there. We're going to go over to the left from there and then back up again. And hopefully we have a fully constrained part just because we typed in the dimensions at every step. Looks like we only need one place past the decimal unless there's some unique situations. So we'll say tools, and then I think we got to move it over here to see more options. Document settings, units, and we're just going to put 1.1. And it's looking a lot like what we have over here. So then we can do perhaps a mid-plane extrusion might work. I guess we'll find out soon enough. It just kind of looks like it might help us with these planes in the middle. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just do it from the backside and let's see how that works. So let's do an extrude, not a mid-plane extrude, but just extruding it forward like that. And we need to go a distance of 4 units. And then we can look at the whole thing and start chopping away on this block. Perhaps the first thing we can do is start drawing on this face and draw a rectangle down at the bottom. And of course, my recommendation is always to make it look wrong intentionally. That way you can remember to do your coincidence with the midpoint here and the midpoint there. Otherwise, you may miss that symmetry. The height is going to be 0.25. So just a 1/4 inch. Or does that say 7.5? I think that says 7.5. So let me double click there. 0.75. Notice it says 0.8 there. So in that case, what you want to do is this is one exception to the rule across the whole thing, and that is they want one extra digit here. You go down to, let's see, edit dimension. Is that what it is? Right click and say dimension properties and say give it one more decimal place like that. And so that gives one exception to the rule. And the width of this is going to be 1.5. Being careful not to select the middle. 1.5. And I don't think we need to measure these, just to prove to ourselves. Perhaps we can go from here to here, and it should be 1.25, but it's going to say it's over dimension because we've used symmetry. So we don't really need to put this one here because we use symmetry in that case. Let's do a cut all the way through, and we'll see if it can read our mind. Almost did. There's the slot. Now we need to make this arch that's down here. Looks like I forgot to do that part. So let me pause the video right quick. Okay, so as you can see, I forgot to put the arc in there, which is 3 inches in radius. So we can go back up here to the first extrusion and edit that sketch and go ahead and put that arc in there. The thing we know about that arc is that it has its center point somewhere out here in no man's land. It really needs to be tangent to that surface at some point. But we could actually just start over here because it doesn't need to be tangent, as you see right there. And we'll start arcing until we get right about there, and then we'll start adding constraints. One constraint, obviously, is the radius. So we'll put in 3 for that. And then the other one is we have to have it coincident. It looks like it's almost coincident, but it's not. Right there, and then right here. Then finally, we need to make sure that these two are tangent to one another. Now it should be fully constrained again, as you see here. Let's go back to this view. And then what we can do is take this line right here. Let's turn off that constraint with escape. But we want this one to be a construction line and that one to be a construction line also. So click construction, but then it made the whole line a construction line. So just draw a visible line over the top of it so we have a solid shape to extrude. Now it looks like I still had it on the hidden view, so make sure you unclick that, uncheck that, unselect it, whatever the word is, and then you want to make sure you have a visible line there. Then you roll your changes forward, and it has a conflict of some kind. So let's see if it can tell us what the conflict is. So if we say edit the feature, and then maybe select it again, yeah, it just got confused about me trying to roll all those changes forward. And it looks like it even got the other error fixed by doing that as well. All right, that's pretty cool that worked out. The other thing is we want to do a cut right there at the surface. And it looks like it has a radius of 1 inch like that. I guess what we could do is just first of all start sketching on this surface and move that over to the center. Let's draw just a line right here going up. Hopefully I didn't lock into anything. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing down there to lock into. Sometimes you get these accidental constraints in there, but we want this one to be 4 units as we see along this face. And so we type that in. And then how much does it go back here? Well, it says 2 here and 4 there, so it looks like it's going to have to be just half of that. So let's see. I think that means the length of this one needs to be, whoa, I don't know what I did there. Let me try that again. Click, click, then 2. And move this into position. Come on, come on, there we go. We can select or connect this point and the other side, right? Let's get a good top view of that. Make sure that we're locking into that and that and that, because we want a solid shape for this. Now, I may not have done that close very well. So yeah, it doesn't look like I actually did that. Sometimes it's hard to tell, especially if you have yellow on top of that. One way to test this is that, and this is before you put the fillet in there, is to see if you can get a cut out of this. And it looks like I can, right? If I click OK. Yeah, that's right. Okay, but then let's go back and edit the sketch. And we'll probably have to edit the feature to get the depth right as well. So we do want to fillet at this corner. So select this one and that one, and then maybe double click on that, and put a radius of 1 inch in there. So there's our piece that's going to be cut. If we roll those changes forward, our cut looks pretty good. Does it go down too far? It does. That means we need to edit the feature. And you can see that the depth only needs to be 3 units instead of 4. So that should bring us to the same level. That looks good. Then we see that we need a fillet right here. And what kind of, let's see, where'd the fillet go? Probably staring right at it. It's usually right next to chamfer. There it is. And then we're going to put a radius of 1 on that. How does that look? Let's put the home button up there. And I'm kind of glad that I don't have to rotate this part. You can see that it's aligned at a diagonal upper left to lower right. So that's good. That means this is going to be our front piece. We still have to draw a hole and punch it out on that surface. And we do want it to be at a certain location, but let's just mark it as an arbitrary one first. And let's see, what is the radius of that? 1.25 is the diameter. And then we can place where it's set horizontally along the x-axis. Try that again. Put the center and the edge, come back there. Now it looks to be 2 units. So click, click, 2 units. I'm not sure why I'm having to click twice on that. And the other thing is, looks like it's also going to be 2 units in the other direction along the z-axis. Not sure why I'm having to click twice. Let's go ahead and punch that out with an extrude cut all the way through. Click OK, and our part is done. I'm going to stop the video right here, but in the next video after this one, I'm going to show you how to make the model-based definitions. In other words, add all of these to this 3D view. And then I'm going to show you how to make a part file and print it out to a PDF. That'll be in the next video. So I will see you in the next one.